The end result was that our house came up for foreclosure. And it was due to be sold on auction last week, Tuesday. No, the 6th of May. I forget now because of this course. The 6th of May at 1 o'clock, our house was due to be sold. On the Monday, but I need to backtrack just a little because my parents didn't know, or our family didn't know, but my mom felt a stirring in her spirit to get the family together. My family's in Joburg, my mom lives down in Mossel Bay. To get the family together to stand around us in prayer. And so they had been doing that, and we could feel the prayer. My dad phoned me and said, "What's really going on?" And I told him. So he phones me on Monday and he says, "I just want to hear how you're doing." And I said, "Dad, I'm going to phone you tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you that God has come through for us. The house is going to be sold." He says, "Yes, my love, you know, your faith is so, it's admirable." And so on the Monday at 3 o'clock, Paul phones me and he says, "I'm coming to fetch you because one of my clients has phoned me and said we need to come and see them." So off we go to the client, and the client says to Paul, "Something is wrong. Something is up with you. You're under stress. I can see it. Tell me." And she looks at me and she says, "No sugarcoating. Give it to me straight." So we said, "Well, our house is due for auction tomorrow at 1 o'clock. She says, "You will not lose your house. You have to understand, we have never had this woman in our home. We've never been in her home. It's a client of Paul's." She says, "You will not lose your house." And she gets up.
You told her exactly how much, right?
She said, "How much does the bank need?" I said, 286,500 rand. She says, she gets up and she walks to her computer and she transfers 287,000 rand into our bond account.
Sure.
And she says, "The only thing that I ask of you is that I not be named." Anyway, Paul says, "How am I going to repay you?" And she looks him in the eye and she says, "I trust you." And it was that. So we go home that evening and we sit around the dining room table and Paul prays for dinner. And he says, "Lord, I thank you for our breakthrough." And in the middle of the prayer, everybody around the table says, "What breakthrough are you going to?" Because our children we had protected them from it, but our 2 girls had heard about it because the intercom, we live in a secure estate, so the intercom calls and says, "There's a Mr. Smith here. People want to come and look at your house. They want to drive past because they hear about the auction." The security guards are saying to Paul, "Please don't get the pawn shops to sell your furniture. We'll come and buy your furniture." So it's been ongoing. So they overheard Paul on the intercom about a few days before the auction. Anyway, and we could then at the table, we said to my mom, because my mom had phoned the previous weekend and said, "We're coming to visit you." Great. And so we could tell them the story. And my daughter, well, my mom breaks down in tears, and my eldest daughter says, "Mom and Dad, through all of this, you have never let us down, you've never fought, and they both say, 'High five, Mom and Dad.'"